Hey guys, Rollier or Taylor here, and I'm back with another Division video. In this one, we're going to be looking at, and I'm going to be giving you some of my opinions on week 2 of the PTS and the changes they're bringing to it. So let's start with the big one. Last Stand will be in week 2 or phase 2 of the PTS. Everyone's really excited for this. The reason they didn't put it in straight away was just to get everyone to sort of have a feel for some of the other changes we made before everyone pretty much just hoards Last Stand and nothing else gets looked at. I'm not going to dwell too much on the broken things that we already know about, but I will cover the Seeker. There's going to be a big change. And the 4-piece, instead of having after every 2 body shots you'll get a critical hit shot, it's after every 2 body shots you get a headshot buff. So you need precision to capitalize on the buff. You keep the buff until you land a headshot, but remember guys, this is also a work in progress. 2-piece is a resist all buff, and 3-piece has kind of been replaced with the old 2-piece, but instead of 10% you'll now get a 6% increase to body shot damage. Yes, they have fixed the Valkyrie and they have fixed the Hungry Hog. The Hungry Hog, you'll now only get a 50% damage buff. This is actually 5 stacks of 10%. And obviously the Valkyrie has been fixed as well. So I just want to give you my opinion on the Seeker gear set, and the change is actually really cool. It's still a very interesting gear set and still a very viable one. This I could see working very well with my M700 or any sort of DMR or marksman rifle, because like I said, only after 2 body shots you get a headshot buff of 200%, I think it is. That's not a multiplier, that's just a 200% increase. So this could be the marksman gear set we've always been wanting. This could also be very good for assault rifles, you know, these guns do pull up a fair bit. And another cool weapon you could try this out with is a burst fire assault rifle or SMG. So Urban MDR fans, it's your time to rejoice. It is now going to receive a 65% damage increase. A lot of you that managed to actually get your hands on this gun, it's a very hard one to come by. You only at the moment get it in survival caches, but obviously that's going to change in 1.6. You will have the chance to get them from exotic caches. But yes, if you did get one, you were probably very underwhelmed by how it did. But this 65% damage increase is going to make it a very interesting weapon indeed, and it's going to definitely make some gear sets a lot more interesting to use with. The Showstopper also received an increased base damage, but they didn't say how much by. One very cool change that is coming to the PTS, and I do genuinely hope it makes it to 1.6 when it launches, is that there's now a free base health buff of 80k on tier 5. This should give you enough survivability so that you can also pick other stats you have not picked before. So for example, you could spec into something completely different rather than always having to pick health or armor. Like I said, this is really cool and it's going to add a lot more of a build variety to the game, which I've always wanted. I mean, it's boring getting a piece and making sure it's got armor on, and if it doesn't, almost having to instantly throw it away. So like I've already said, this is going to add a lot of build variety to the game, and it's going to make it a lot more fun to grind it. Another really cool change that is only making its way to the PTS at the moment is there's a big change to hipfire, something we've all been wanting, and it's now being looked at to sort of make it a sort of panic reaction rather than something to be viable and actually deal damage to. They're adjusting the spread and recoil by a high amount. Increasing PvP damage is also an option to encourage aim instead of hipfire. It's not actually implanted yet, but they're working on it. Like I've already said, this is all a work in progress, but they're definitely taking big steps in the right direction, I feel. Also, if in the end it does turn the Dark Zone into a more of a cover-based shooter, then it's going to bring a lot more people in. It's going to make it, I would say, a little bit more balanced, not balanced to the max where everyone feels the same, but like I said, if you've got to hide behind cover because the damage you're receiving is high, and same for the other player, then it's going to add a lot more of a tactical feel to the Dark Zone, where at the moment it's just like a headless chicken fest. Sticking with Dark Zone changes, the Banshee gear set has also received a change. It will now become more of a sort of rogue hunter set. When a rogue kills you, you'll now get a 10-minute damage buff against rogue agents. This is going to make it really interesting because it's going to make some rogue agents think twice before hunting somebody down that's wearing Banshee. They haven't said how much of a damage buff, but there is going to be one. As soon as it does make its way into PTS, I'll be sure to test it and let you guys know what it's like. The last thing I'm going to cover here is actually NPC accuracy. Now we all know almost how much of a joke it had become, where they always seem to land a shot on you, whether they had literally just spotted you or if they had been like around a corner or something, they always seem to land a shot on you, and it would be really frustrating. It was pretty much laser accuracy. This has now been fixed, and in hand it's actually sort of balance Legendary out a bit more. What made Legendary a bit of a joke was the laser accuracy. That's now been fixed, but remember, Legendary is something that's meant to be the hardest in the game. So don't go back into Legendary thinking you're just going to be able to breeze past it like I did when I first tried it, okay? It's still the hardest difficulty in the game, and that's there for a reason. They want to give you a challenge, so they've not changed any more damage or anything like that to the NPCs, just the laser accuracy. But guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. That was all of the significant changes that was spoke about in State of the Game, and I wanted to repeat some of them here and give you my opinion on a few. If you did enjoy the video, then make sure to let me know in the comments below, and always leave a thumbs up. If you did enjoy the video and want to see more of the Division, then make sure to subscribe for all future Division content. Also, before you go, I would like to let you know that I have been able to get into the Ghost Recon Wildlands beta, so expect some content on that in the coming weeks. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and as I always say, I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.
Back to West.